Hello my lovely YouTube fans. Today we're going to be making a granny square blanket. And we're going to need the normal stuff that we always need. A hook, a crochet hook. You can make your granny squares with any crochet hook you like. The squares that I'm going to be making are roughly 8 by 8 and I'm using an H hook. But if you want to make your squares maybe with a smaller stitch or something, you can use a smaller hook or a bigger hook if you like. Just remember it's an 8 by 8. So we're going to use we're going to need our yarn needle and of course a pair of scissors. And I'm going to use this multicolor. Of course, you can make your granny square blanket out of anything that you like. And we're going to be making just squares. We're going to be making individual squares and then crocheting them together. So we're going to get started by chaining 4. So that's 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to join with a slip stitch. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to do half double crochets. So we're going to chain 2. This is going to count as our first half double crochet, and then we're going to half double crochet 2 more. So 1 and 2 half double crochets, and then we're going to chain 2, 1 and and 2, and then we're going to half double crochet 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And that chain 2 counted for our corner. Then we're going to chain 2 more, so 1 and 2. And we're going to chain, well, I'm not chain, but we're going to half double crochet 3 more. So 1, 2, and this is 3. And if you look, you'll start seeing it's kind of looking like a square here. So you have 1 and 2 corners. So now we're going to make our third corner by chaining 2, 1, 2, and we're going to put 3 more half double crochets into our ring. So 1, 2, and this is 3. And now we have 3 corners, so 1, 2, and 3. And then this will be our last corner. We'll chain 2, 1, 2. And since we already made our 3 here, we're just going to come over and we're going to slip stitch to our chain 3 that we did earlier. And there is our 4 corners here. I don't know if you can, I'm going to zoom in just so you can see this. So here it looks like a tiny little square. And if you did what I did and you crocheted over your tail, you can pull that tail to close that hole in the middle. So I see I have my squares here now. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to chain 1 and 2, and we're going to go to the corner. And what we're going to do in the corner is we're going to half double crochet 2 into the corner. So 1 and 2, and then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then we're going to put 2 more half double crochets in that same corner, and that's going to be our very first corner. And then we're just going to go ahead and move to the next corner, putting 2 half double crochets in the corner, and then chain 2, 1 and 2, and then 2 more half double crochets in that same corner. So 1 and 2. And then again, we're going to keep doing that till we come all the way around. So 2 half double crochets in this corner, chain 2, 1 and 2, and 2 more half double crochets in that same corner. And then here is our because here's our chain, and here's our very last corner. So 1 and 2, then chain 1 and 2, 2 more half double crochets, and we're just gonna slip stitch right there. So there we go. And there we started off our granny square. And now we're going to chain 2 right here, and right in this chain that we made here, we're going to put our two half double crochets, because that chain 2 counted as 1 half double crochet. Then we come to our corner, and we're going to put again 2 half double crochets and chain 2, and then 2 half double crochets again, and there's our first corner. And then right here in this little space we made when we put our 2 half double crochets, in space right here, you're gonna put 3 half double crochets in that space. So 1, 2 and 3, and then we go to our corner, which is 1 and 2 half double crochets, and then chain 2, 1 and 2, and then 2 more half double crochets into that same corner. And then remember, there's a space right here we made when we first started, and you're to put 3 half double crochets, 1, 2 and 3, and then into the corner again. So 2 half double crochets, then 1 and 2, chaining 2, and then 2 more half double crochets to that same corner. And then we got our space here we made, and then that's 3 half double crochets, 1, 2 and 3, and then we're into our corner again. So 2 half double crochets in the corner, then chain 2, and then 2 more half double crochets in that same corner. And then we've come to the end here, because here's our chain 2, and then our 2 half double crochets we did earlier. So you're just going to slip stitch right there, just like that. So, and there you go. And then you see it starting to square out. Now, this is real simple. It's not hard. So I'm chaining 2, and this would be, I believe, my 3rd or 4th round. I believe it's the 4th round. Okay, so here's a space, and when we're going to keep going, we have our spaces. So here's a space we made. In between the spaces, in between each space, you're going to put 3 double crochets. And in the corners, in every corner, it's going to be 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets. So for this round, here's my space right here. Here's my 3, 1, 2, 3 space. So put 1, 2, and 3 half double crochets. And then I come to my corner. So 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, and then chain 2, 1 and 2. and then 2 more half double crochets in that same corner, and then right after that there is a space. In that space, putting 3 half double crochets, and then again there's a space, so 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. Then I come to my corner where I do my 2 half double crochets, then chain 2, and another 2 half double crochets. I'm sorry, not half double crochets. And then we go back to our spaces, 1, 2, 3, and then again there's another space, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're back to our corner. So 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, then chain 2, and 2 more half double crochet in that same space. Now I'm going to show you. So I've just finished my corner. So here is my space right in there. Let's see if I can. Okay, so here's the space right in here. So it's right after the corners, and then there's 3 half double crochets and then another space right there. So, and it's gonna pretty much continue that way all the way around until you get to the 8x8 size of the squares that we're gonna make for our granny square blanket. So 1, 2, and 3. And I'm doing my corner again, which is 1 and 2, and then chain 2, 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2, and then here would be my space, and then remember I made the chain 2 and went over, so right in here I'm going to put 2 half double crochets. So remember, every time you chain 2, it counts as 1 half double crochet, and then I just slip stitch. So there we go. So I would chain here, then I would go on and put my first 3 here, then do my corner. I continue with my spaces with 3 half double crochets. So now there's 3 spaces here, so 1, 2, and 3, and it increases on every round. So I put my 2 here, then 1, 2, and 3 with 3 half double crochets in those spaces. Then this is 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets in the corner, and then again there's 3 spaces, and I'm back to here. And then since I made my chain 2 here when I started, I would put only 2 half double crochets because the chain 2 counts as 1. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and all of my other squares. So I'll let you know how many squares you need. You can fast forward up a little bit, and I'll put in the video how many squares you're actually going to need to make your blanket. But I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera, and then I will meet you back at the end and show you exactly how to put all of your squares together to make your blanket. Okay, so I went ahead and I finished all of my squares. I have a total of, I believe it was 36 squares for my blanket. Now I'm just going to show you how to put them together. Before I do this, I just wanted to tell you that you can make as many squares as you want. You don't have to stop at 36, and you can put them in whatever kind of way you want to put them. I'm just showing you how to put them together. So I'm going to have 4 going across, and then I'm just going to go down as long as I can. My blanket will only be 4 across, which if I need to make it any bigger, I won't make any more squares. I'll just like half double crochet all the way around the entire thing. But I'm going to show you. So I went ahead and I slip stitched with my hook, and I have my 2 squares here. And what I'm going to do is I just hold them together like this, and I don't want my stitches to stick out so much, so I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see. And I'm just going to go in and do a simple single crochet, and for each one of my stitches I'm going to try to line them up together and just not half, but single crochet. If you do half double crochet or double crochet, your stitches are going to they're gonna stick out. So just do like this, and I'm just using a single crochet to do this. And if you want, you can also do just slip stitch if you want it to be even flatter. But I'm pretty good with just my single crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep doing this all the way to the end, crocheting over any tails I have. Okay, and that is how we put together our squares. And as you can see, this is what it will look like. So see, I already have kind of a ridge here already. So if you do anything higher than a single crochet, it's gonna stick up more and your ridge is going to be bigger. So I have my pull my tail through, and I'll just cut that off. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to add the rest of my squares off camera. Now to add the rest of the squares, you're simply going to cut off, and you're going to secure. You're going to tie off with a knot, and you sew in. That's what your yarn needle is for. You're going to sew in any loose ends. You can do that at the end, but that's how we put together our granny squares. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of mine off camera, and of course I'll show you the finished granny square blanket at the end.